Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm sure you've all heard the saying that when public speaking, you should imagine the audience in their underwear. Now me, I like to go one step further. I like to strip the audience all the way down. Now, keep your minds out of the gutter. I'm not talking about clothes here. I mean all the way down, to the bones, the bleached white skeleton that everyone, everywhere has. Now, why would I be nervous then? Who's going to judge me? We're all just a collection of bones. Human. Now, what if I didn't just use this as a way to calm myself down? What if it became my philosophy? If suddenly I saw everyone as human, regardless of race, religion, skin colour or culture? If my perception of someone was based purely on what they did and said, rather than what they looked like or believed in? Now, you guys are probably all sitting there going, I do that already. I don't judge people. But do you really not? I'm not talking about racism here. I'm talking about any instance where you use race, religion, or culture to distinguish someone. Think about it. When you go to describe someone, their race, religion, or culture, especially if it's different to the norm, would be one of the first things that would come to mind. Even as I stood up here, you would have heard my European-sounding name and saw my white skin, and you would have made assumptions on me without even noticing. But let's be honest, who cares? Does it even matter if you call the new girl at school Asian or correctly assume that I'll be giving my speech in English today? Well, it does matter, because every time you make an assumption on someone based on their race, religion, or culture, you are basing your whole perception on that person on something they can't even control. Your whole idea about that person is based on a collection of stereotypes from a group of people you've decided that person belongs to. But it's scientifically proven that people think this way because of social conditioning and upbringing. But why? I mean, it doesn't even make logical sense. There's a Baha'i proverb that says, "Man is intelligent and thoughtful, endowed with powers of mind. Why then should he be influenced by distinction of colour or race, since all belong to one human family?" See, that there makes sense. I mean, we've come so far as humans. We've flown to space and built gigantic buildings, and I could share my thoughts of the world with a press of a button, yet we can't move past seeing race and colour. My dream for New Zealand is that we peel back the layers, see past the accents and the pigments, see a human, not an Indian or an Asian or a white person, that we can see and respect all cultures without the influence of stereotypes. My dream is that we could be in a room surrounded by people that look different and speak differently and pray in different ways, and all that we would know is that we were in a room full of humans. Now stretch that room to the entire country and, well, we've got ourselves a diverse yet harmonious New Zealand. Now, because we can't go around skinning people to get past our subconscious racial prejudices, there has to be another way. And while it would be great, I can't really expect the whole of New Zealand to give up their racial stereotypes overnight. Instead, I say we start small. If someone sits next to you on a bus or is new to your school or workplace, don't think of them in a cultural or racially motivated way. Don't use these things to define them. Remove these words from your vocabulary. And then share these ideas with your friends and family. One by one, we could change New Zealand. Make it a better place. A more diverse and harmonious place. My dream could come true. But hang on a minute. I said diverse. And to be diverse, you need differences. But to really respect and see these differences in the best light, you need to see them without stereotypes or preconceived ideas. And that is why seeing everyone as human is so very important. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. In 1858, the first Maori king, Pōtato Te Wherewhero, said, "There is but one eye of the needle through which the white thread, the black thread, and the red thread traverse." See, this is a man who was dealing with the European colonists who were stealing his land from him, Yet even he could see that we shouldn't let race or religion or culture divide us or define us. And we can really see the wisdom in his words. Just like all those threads need to come together to fit through that tiny eye of the needle, we need to come together as humans. And at the base of it all, we're all the same. Just like every one of those threads would have had identical chemical makeup. It's only the colours that make them different. Just like race, religion and culture makes every one of us think and act differently. But these differences are a great thing. They're one of the greatest things about our diverse country. And if we really want to see how great these are, we need to see these differences without preconceived ideas and stereotypes. But what do I know about culture? I'm just a little white girl, part of the majority. And if I'm being honest, I don't have a single underlying cultural or religious background that makes me who I am. Instead, I'm me because of a whole mishmash of cultures. I was born in England. My mother's a Kiwi, my father's Australian, and my great-grandfather was born in Ireland. Yet I spent the majority of my life in Asia. You lost yet? Don't worry, I'm a little bit confused too. But what I do know is that all of these cultures have combined to make me a better and more thoughtful person. And I don't distinguish these cultures. I don't say that I'm an academic because I lived in Asia, or that I love lamb because I'm a Kiwi. No, I just know that the best bits of all these cultures have combined to make me, well, me. And I'm better for that. Just like if we all strip back the stereotypes and let every human bring forth the best bits of their culture, New Zealand would be better for it too. One of the biggest parts of my cultural background was growing up in Singapore. Now, Singapore is this tiny little country, yet it has the most cultures imaginable. I mean, there's a religious festival on every single weekend. In my preschool class alone, there were kids from every single continent. Yet I didn't really notice. All I knew was that they were just like me. They liked to dress up and colour in. I didn't really care what colour they were. And I'm moving on getting back to that. And so should you. So now that I've stripped you guys all down, as one bag of bones to another, I ask you, strip everybody down. See the bleached white bones of a human in everyone, so you can see and respect their cultures without preconceived ideas or stereotypes. Change your own perception of the world, and the country will follow. Thank you.